racing at Detroit. 60 minutes on the way, and it all begins now. Bryce, he is there. He is pressuring Fabio into a mistake, and it's going to come at some point, I think. As you watch this battle go down, a reminder, these battles are always brought to you by Race Lab, Tam Livery, JS Consulting. Oh, Bryce Rodriguez up the inside in turn 3.
Hey, what's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video, and welcome to Belle, Detroit. I think this is round 4 or 5, I'm not 100% sure, but you'll see it on the screen. But anyway, this race was a pretty solid race. Nothing crazy really happened in it, but I thought it was a pretty solid race. 60 minutes long, 1 hour long compared to 50 minutes, qualified in P4. And this is the first lap, almost making it around the outside of the Audi, but it just did not work out. Really, this race was just about getting the pit stops right and managing the tires and having all-around pace. And with this track, if you haven't checked out the hot lap guide, be sure to check it out. It's on my channel and it's a pretty good video, but you really need to avoid hitting the walls, which I didn't hit the walls actually at all during this whole race. I only had one incident, and that was just a 4X for making contact in turn 2, so you'll see that later in the video. At this point, I knew that the McLaren in P1 was super quick, so I kind of wanted to get past the Audi as soon as I could, just so I could kind of have a go. But it's really hard to overtake on this track. I think it's an awesome track, it's super fun, but it's very hard to overtake, so you really need to make sure that you stay very close so that if the car in front doesn't make a mistake, you are ready to pounce. But the Audi was extremely quick, so I wasn't able to really stay with him for the whole race. Maybe for the first 10 minutes I was pretty close with him, but then once time went on, I kind of just started to, the gap just started to slowly open up and get bigger and bigger. This is about 25 minutes in, he is literally gone, and I go into the pits, and there's 2 pit stops in this race, so it's really critical that you nail these pit stops so you can gain and lose a whole lot of time. Not using the pit limiter, trying to maximize the entry and the exit going into the pits. Make sure you find your mark and find your lollipop man here. And then we come out the pits, and at this point we're like in P6, and again we have the Ferrari in front from Spa that likes to play games with the strategy. So he pit for less fuel, so that means that, you know, he has the potential to make up some ground here. And right when we come out the pits, we are getting challenged by a few cars behind. So as you can see, the Ferrari in front made a little bit of a mistake, so we're really on him right now. Now's our best chance to get past him, but very difficult to pass. You really need to have a lot more speed here to pass. But overall though, my pace was super good. I was able to keep it clean and consistent, just wasn't, you know, quick enough to be with the top 2 guys. But I did do a good job conserving the tires, and it didn't really feel terrible at all. Nailing this apex right there. But you can see the Ferrari in front just carrying a lot more speed than I am through some of these corners, which allows him to pull away, of course. Now this is about maybe 10 minutes after this incident. We have a bunch of back markers, and I'll just explain kind of what went on in my head. So a bunch of back markers here. Me personally, I'm kind of used to F1 where the back markers kind of move out the way, but I know that in some series and leagues, you know, they're told to stay on the racing line, so it makes it a lot more tricky to pass, especially on a really tight, twisty track like this. So I got past the Lamborghini, but there's another Audi back marker right in front of us, and I just take the racing line. He's right there in front of me, but we get hit from the back by a Ferrari, which honestly sucked because it kind of ruined the whole battle. But it happened so fast. I'll play it again here in this view. I was just taking the normal racing line. I didn't know I would be approaching him so quickly, so I was just right behind him. It happened so quickly, and I thought that if I went around the outside, I definitely would have gotten past. Because remember, I have like 3 guys chasing me, and this allows Fabio Zampolini to get past me just from that incident. So this now means that we have to get this place back, and this is the battle for 3rd. So we have no one behind us, and this is going to be the battle for 3rd for the rest of the race. What's really important is that if you do make a mistake like that, you move on from it very quickly. Just like right after the next turn, you should be moving on from that, which is what you need to do, because if you worry about what happened, you're not going to be focusing on the task ahead. which right now this task ahead is to stay with Fabio and try to pass him. Here's the second pit stop, diving into the pits as soon as we can. Pit limit on, then off, and this allows us to gain an extra 1 mile an hour, which can gain up to maybe 3/10 in the pits, which, you know, it's not a lot of time, but if you're looking at it in a long-term race perspective, that is a lot of time. Second time in for the Lollipop Man. Just fuel, no tires in these leagues just because you'll waste too much time, and there's no need to. And here, there's like 5 minutes left in this race, and we are in P4. There's a huge pack behind us. P4, we have a chance for a podium right here. We are challenging and putting so much pressure on the Audi, but it was a really good battle. This was the second before last lap, somewhere around there, and just getting an exit is absolutely critical, and that's what we did here. And we have a really nice slipstream going down to turn 3, and this is going to allow us to make a move down the inside, braking super late for this corner, using the apex on the inside, but the Audi's just so quick on the exits, and I don't want to do a crazy dive bomb going into turn 4, so I just left it. Turn 5, just had to stay behind, and I stayed tight to the left here, just trying to maximize this exit. It's the last lap, just trying, close to last lap, but trying everything that I possibly can, and I wasn't able to pass him. Very, very quick. But that was Detroit Belle Isle. I enjoyed that very much. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be racing here again, but I personally disagree. I think we should be racing here. I think it's an awesome track, and it definitely was a whole lot of fun. It's like a go-kart track. And yeah, P4, can't complain about that. So far, last 2 races have been in the top 5, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Next up is Silverstone, one of my favorite tracks, I think, of all time. I think up there, well, actually, I say my favorite track of all time is probably Brazil, but Silverstone is definitely up there. I love the flow of it, and I'm super excited to be racing there. Actually, by the time this video is out, in 2 days, I will be at Silverstone, so stay tuned for that. Hot lap guide coming as always. If you're new here, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.